Check, 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 check. Yeah, yeah. I just made a play, I'm first and goal. I be winning when I'm home or on the road. Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Here we go. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Give me space. I need at least about 30 feet. Burning up, I'm at third degree. I know everybody done heard of me, and that goal line is my certainty. You ain't came to win, that's absurd to me. Competition's my currency, and losing doesn't really occur to me. Yeah, they try to block my progression, but they cannot follow me when I'm on route. Put up with prayers, looking like a Hail Mary when I'm encountering doubt. I paid the price and it's not an amount. What you gon' sacrifice? What is you bout? I do it all for a legacy. I had to find a way in and then find a way out. I just made a play, I'm first and goal. I be winning when I'm home or on the road. Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Here we go. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, I bet y'all didn't think y'all was gonna see these four faces back on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world premiere of First and Goal. Can we kick it? Hey, 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 fellas, what's good? Let's start with it from the left to the right. Scotty, what up, bro? What's happening with it?
You already know what it is, your boy Scotty, man. Man, I'm so excited to be here with my fellas, my brothers. Another one, starting this thing off the right way and doing it big, man. You already know. Let's get into it.
Zoe Phillips, what's happening, champ?
Well, what's happening, man? Look, all my day ones, get in the comments. Day one live, man. No other place I'd rather be with my bros, man. Let's get it.
Already. B Jizzle from the bottom of the map. What up, bro?
Hey, man. Midweek, man. Let's do it. Hey, man.
Man.
It ain't the beginning. We ain't the Friday yet, but we midweek and we ready to get it done.
Can we? We're gonna try to turn your Wednesday into a Friday. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Thank you guys for checking out First and Goal presented by Zone Plus. Make sure you guys follow all of the different social media platforms across all of the social media platforms that you follow us on. First and Goal Show. Also, while you're with us, make sure you stick with us. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay with us the entire time. Make sure you tuned in, you subscribe to the channels. Make sure you here with us as we get ready to have what we believe to be the best show that you can catch. The best damn show that you can catch on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Please
First and Goal. Here we go. Let's go ahead and go to first down. Scotty, you go ahead and take first down, brother. It's your call. Talk to us about what we got going on in first down.
Hey, listen, we got some lazy scouting, man. Blue's tweet has been blowing up all over Twitter. It got some hot topics coming down. A little bit about what Zach said. My boy Blue said, I heard this feedback from multiple scouts I talked to at the Senior Bowl, HBCU Legacy Bowl, FCS prospects that do not transfer are labeled as potential red flags. Were they scared of better competition? Are they not good enough to play at that level? These are the questions about prospects that do not transfer to the FBS level. It's going to get harder for FCS programs to retain top-level talent. And once again, another tweet, he goes into it. Another example in her feature today in the Small Schools Prospects, she says, at the same time, Transferring up has become expected and normal in this era of college football. That is almost a red flag when an elite player at a lower level doesn't take the chance to face better competition. Another NFL scout said when his team discussed William & Mary tackle Charles Grant, one of the 7 FCS players at the combine, they questioned why didn't he transfer up when he had the opportunities? Why didn't he want to test himself, fellas? Is this straight up lazy scouting, or is this the new era of college football?
It's lazy scouting. It's lazy as hell. They call it like it. It's lazy as hell.
Bull job is what it is.
It really is some bull. It really is some bull junk. Let's be honest, dog. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna flip it to my brothers because I know they got something to say. I'm gonna be quick. It's lazy for a few reasons, but one particular reason. You don't want to watch the film.
Facts.
You don't want to watch the film. These are programs that you more than likely don't want to familiarize yourself with. You don't want to take the extra step that it is to spend 15, 20, 30, an hour longer for you to be able to watch FCS film. And we're not even saying you got to go look at, don't get me wrong, you know, I got a lot of appreciation for a lot of things, but we talking about Division I. You saying you don't even want to watch Division I football because it's got a C in the middle instead of a B in the middle. I would even go as far as to say, y'all busters probably don't want to watch G5 football.
You took
If it ain't, go ahead, Zoe. It's up to you, dog. Go ahead.
You literally just took my thunder. I was about to say, because see, that's the problem. You know, to the novice fan, because we still have this argument every day now that HBCU ball, FCS ball, no matter the conference, is still Division I. We're still fighting that fight now. So the problem is, it is lazy. They pretty much just want to stay stuck on, I want to just pretty much recruit Power 5. They don't want to do the work. Everybody in all facets of life want guarantees. Nobody wants to do the work. And so guess what? You got to get in your car. You got to drive. You got to go to practices to some schools off the beaten path. But the thing is, the reward is finding that player that you scouted that end up getting drafted to your team, to your organization. That's the cost of doing business. But the problem is, I want to do that. I want to go to just, hey, minimize it to these Power 4 conferences in these great places that I can go to, and I can enjoy the process of scouting as opposed to doing my work. It's a tedious job, but the problem is you get comfortable as you get older, and I wanted everything carefree, laid back, given to me. And to your point, Josh, that's the issue. They're not saying this about going to damn Ball State. They ain't saying about going to damn Akron. You know what I'm saying? And these other G5 schools, they're not talking about going to Hattiesburg. Hell, if I can go to Hattiesburg, I can go to Jackson. Hell, Jackson bigger than Hattiesburg. So, I mean, that's the problem. It's lazy. That's all it is.
Now, I know B, go ahead, B. I'll play contrarian a little bit, and then I'm gonna pass it to my brother. I'll play contrarian.
It's lazy as hell. All right. And then if this is what you believe, get out of the business of scouting. Let a hungry guy like a Gerald get in there who can identify talent so we can go get some kids that can play ball, right? And this idea that because you play at the Power 5 level, that means that your skill level is better than someone else, it's BS. All right. Thanks. I went to Canada. I seen a whole bunch of cats in Canada talking about where they were from. Oh, I'm from Georgia. I'm from the SEC. And they got sent back home. All right. It's all about balling. You can go get ball players from anywhere. It's been proven. Darius Leonard, South Carolina. Javon Hargrave, South Carolina State. Look at the kids that are in the game right now, man. Defensive back for the Rams, Jacoby Durant from South Carolina State. Look at what X-Man is doing from FAMU with the Rams right now. Adam Thielen, white boy from Minnesota State. You know what I'm saying? Ball players are everywhere. And if you ain't got the heart, and if you ain't got the patience, if you ain't got the wherewithal to go out there and get them, then step aside. Let some of these young brothers with the eye for talent get in those seats instead of you just being old and lazy and collecting the check.
But let me pose the question, though, because what gets me is okay, let's say that we wrote this narrative, all right? A guy who's shown that he could play gets an offer to move up, but he doesn't decide to do it for whatever reason. Okay, let's say you actually swap. Let's say Jacoby Durant leaves South Carolina State. Let's say he goes to South Carolina. But let's say unknown player, because we get players that's not really playing a lot on the FBS level. What if that said player comes to the SWAC or comes to the MEAC and dominates? But then let's say we play a Power 5 opponent. That player that was at South Carolina, that's that's on South Carolina State's roster right now, and he has the measurables, and he balls out. Then what?
Yeah.
Because that easily can happen. Look, I got plenty of examples, man. LeBrose Hedgeman, cornerback from Notre Dame, came to Jackson State.
Oh, that's my
from
boy,
Golden
man.
Dome, Notre Dame, got to Jackson State, got roasted.
Thank you. That's where I was going. You just took my thunder, right? Is they don't ever talk about in these sequences what actually is the reality, right? Is if the expectation is that the best guys on the FCS level should go up to FBS so that there's better competition and that they can be able to showcase themselves. What happens with the youngster who go up to FBS and he ride the pine for 2 more years?
Right.
Or what happens with the kid that comes from FBS, comes down to FCS, and he look like butter on toast?
What about a James Houston who played a lot at Florida but was out of position? Right? That speaks to the coaching on the FBS level at Florida, because he gets to Jackson State, put his hand in the dirt, rushed the quarterback. Now he's viable to be a draft pick. Had he stayed at Florida, are we having this conversation?
No, probably not. My thing is this: I think the lazy scouting is in multiple levels, right?
Facts.
Because it's the G5s and the FCS programs that are developing kids, and now Power 4 conferences just get to come in and
benefits
you up and just reap the benefits of it, right? Like we didn't want to get you out of high school because we didn't see this. We wanted it right now. You come to an NCCU, get developed by Trey Oliver. You go to a South Carolina State, get developed by Chennis Berry. You go to a FAMU and got developed by Willie Simmons. And now you're looking like a prize market, and they don't have to do the developing. They just get you as either a quality backup or a starter, right?
Correct.
Basically hired guns.
It's late, exactly. And this is where I have an issue, Scotty, with some of these coaches who have just flat out overarchingly adopted the philosophy, man, come here with me. I've heard it now. Now I've actually heard it with my own 2 ears. A coach say to an athlete, come here with me, develop with me for 2 years, and then we're going to send you off to the Chapel Hills of the world. Then we're going to send you off to Duke. Then we're going to send you off to Arizona or Minnesota or Arkansas. And I'm like, what kind of bull junk is that? Since when is it okay for you to have spent all the time in the world with a girl? You whiner and diner. Right? You show her a better life. You show her a better part of life. All for me to listen.
And then here comes a pimp named Slick.
I'm gonna come take
I'm gonna make sure you. I'm gonna make sure you right. I'm gonna make sure you right for that billionaire for the next man. You know, I got the best ability to make dimes into being ready for NFL players, baby. So let me go in and just get you right. Spend a couple years with me, and I'm gonna make sure you're ready for her, baby. Okay, make sure that pimping is right. Okay, I gotta make sure that pimping is right, baby.
Why Josh sound like Goldie?
If you want to play contrarian, I could set it up to where I'm telling you I'm getting you ready for the next man, but you can never get ready for the next man.
You never get ready for the next man.
I just got you for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? You thought you was like,
well, not 5.
Well, but listen, it's in the pip. It's in the pippin', baby. It's in the pippin'.
I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. You dig what I'm
saying?
You
dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I can take you to the desert, but I can't make you a camel, baby. I can't make you a camel.
Hey man, we need some coaches like Baby Powder me, so we can slap the crap out of you.
Come on with it.
The truth is that a lot of these coaches are assistant pimps. They ain't Powder. They might not now never see a national championship or a conference championship. They assistant pimps. Pimping since been pimping.
But again, right? Like if that's the nature of the beast, and if I can get a kid that I think has real potential, and I gotta tell him that I can prepare you for the portal, and you never get prepared for the portal, but I got a quality starter, that's not on me. That's on you.
Right. That's on you.
And that's part of the recruiting pitch. Is you come here, I develop you, you make the jump. Well, if you never make the jump, who's that on?
Yep.
Right? So it's really one of those situations where now, you know, because I ain't got no NIL money to sell you, you know, unless you jack.
But here's the thing though. What if you actually have a staff that's actually truly building a program, and the kid gets to offer, but multiple kids, right? And they literally say, we're trying to build something different here. It's not about me, it's about we. Literally, like, we're trying to raise the profile of our program.
You remember when loyalty used to be a great quality to have?
Facts.
Because when these kids get to the next level, these franchises are going to want loyalty. Even though it's about the paper at the end of the day, we sit here and we making a living. When you come off that rookie contract and you've outperformed it, they're gonna want you to give them the hometown discount. It's gonna be about loyalty then.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
We
how
believed in you.
We all
we
about
believed in you
loyalty when it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to give credit to the DB Quinion Mitchell from Toledo, right? He was getting paid. They were coming at him left and right. He said, nah, Toledo believed in me. They gave me the opportunity. They developed me into the draft pick that I am. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have gone to Alabama and been a backup.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you a good analogy in this too. Honestly, if you think about it, all of these coaches on this supposedly higher level, they're no different than the player being the independent contractor. I'm pretty much getting the goods out of the trunk of my vehicle. Yeah. I put the work in. So guess what? The fact that you're coming after me tells me that I'm doing good and I'm on a trajectory to get to where I want to get to anyway. Hey, because if I wasn't, you wouldn't be coming.
You wouldn't be hollering.
So
if I were pretty, you wouldn't talk to me.
My boy LeBron said you didn't have another example you could have used. My boy said you had another example you could have used. Hey, man. Shout out to bros, man. Shout out to bros.
Hey. He didn't say I was lying though.
Hey, I'm hollering, bro. Oh,
yo. Nah, my phone was sitting over here lighting up. Boy, I said, I saw that number. I said, boy, there go the bros.
Man,
look, say, man, your boy had another example he could use, man.
Man, look, 2006 was a monster, dog. I'm telling you, I got flashbacks from it.
Oh, boy. Listen, look, but I mean, listen, I can play contrarian a little bit too. And I can say this. These jokers only got us a handful of picks. And they know that they got to make what they believe to be the most calculated decision. And from their vantage point, they only believe that the most calculated, the closer they get to the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, ACC, is the most calculated decision. It still don't take away from the fact that y'all being lazy.
Hey, listen, everybody
can't still being lazy.
Everybody can't play dramatics.
But it goes back to what I said
it's
earlier.
A bunch of them cats. It's a bunch of them cats can't play elite.
Facts.
Jarvis Jones led the nation in sacks. Jarvis Jones, remember when he was at Georgia? Facts. Led the nation in sacks, and he was all everything. Got to the NFL, couldn't play a lick. I hate to do this to my boy. Hey, I love you to death. Don't text me. This just so happened to be LeBron's high school teammate. All right. Chad. All right. From out of Florida. Who's in high school? Birmingham, Alabama. Was all everything at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He was everything. Got to New England, and the GM famously said his first few days at camp, we realized he couldn't play a lick.
Wow.
Couldn't play a lick.
But it's a bunch of cats that's like that, dog.
It's like a bunch of cats that's like that.
Can you imagine going to
life though? It's just like, again, everybody wants guarantees, and just because you play in the SEC
means nothing.
Even if you put up decent numbers, it is a guarantee that it's going to translate to the NFL. Yeah. That's the thing about it. They want guarantees, and y'all
remember Luchez Purifoy? Remember Luchez Purifoy was the best cover corner in the country at Florida?
Yes. Got to the league.
He didn't even get drafted.
Listen, can you imagine if you're a scout? If I'm a scout right now, and I got to make a decision between a high quality level FCS player and a kid that played at Vanderbilt or Kentucky or Wake Forest or Duke. I mean, look at what the quarterbacks that come from Duke have done to the National Football League. All of them, for the most part, have single-handedly dismantled organizations. Look at what's happening with the Giants right now.
Yeah, that's facts.
If you had a chance to go back and do it again, and you say, we got a chance to draft Daniel Jones out of Duke in the first round. Oh, we're going to draft him because he went to the Manning Passing Academy. And he spent time with the Mannings, and he seems like a great kid. He answers all the questions the right way. And then I ask you, okay, well, turn on the film and tell me how consistent he makes tier 3, tier 4 throws. Does he have the ability to dissect the defense in real time? Because these guys in the National Football League are faster, they're stronger, they're quicker. They force you to make decisions much differently. So that's what I'm saying. Mitchell Trubisky is another example.
Oh God,
don't even do me like that.
God.
Look, I will take the Cam Newton response. It's perfect for quarterbacks, right? If you ain't do it in college, how the hell I'm gonna expect you to do it in the NFL?
Correct.
Thank you.
What did Daniel Jones do at Duke? They sit there and you watch and say, man, look, Kyle Bowler, which is one of the worst picks ever out of Cal. Kyle Bowler, Daniel Jones. I can name so many quarterbacks. And it's like you weren't even the man. You were an afterthought in college. How are they going to translate to you doing that in the NFL?
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, that was.
You might as well say every quarterback that John Elway has ever drafted.
What's the he had a what's the 6'8" quarterback, 6'7" quarterback from Arizona State drafted to Denver?
I thought that was Paxton Lynch.
That's Paxton Lynch.
Paxton was the Memphis.
He was at Memphis, right?
Yeah, he was at Memphis.
He had last name Coulter. I can't think of his last name.
From Arizona State, was like 6'7", thin, frail, thin quarterback. Sucked, man.
Brock Osweiler.
Yep,
there you go. That's his thing. He was trash.
But this is the thing when I've talked to certain scouts, they say, one, it's a job thing, right? Like I can't. Again, that's why that's why scouts don't mind getting a FCS player and undrafted, because there's no draft capital there. If I'm a genius, right? If I hit, I'm a genius. If I miss, he was undrafted free agent for a reason. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those type of things. Same thing with preferred walk-on. It's no difference. I give you an opportunity. You show up and show out. The JJ Watts of the world, right? Like the quarterback from Texas Tech, Baker Mayfield's, right? Like intramural, walk on. Now start. Like I look like a genius. So there's no accountability for those type of picks. But if I tell you to take freaking Jacoby Durant second in the second round and he's a bust,
correct. You lose your job.
You lose your job.
And I'm not mad at that. That's not even a contrarian approach. I'm not mad at that. I'm mad at the fact that you basically are telling these young men, if you really want me to give you a look, like, and it's even further than that. They're not even saying if you really want me to give you a look, go up to FBS and show me what you can do. They're saying, yo, I'm gonna completely look at you negatively if you was a baller if you don't even try to go up there.
Yeah.
That's disgusting and it's lazy.
Here's the thing though, as a scout, what gives you a greater reward? I happen to know a few of them, and they all say the same thing. It hit different when you find a player gets on a team, because anybody can take the glory, to your point, Scotty, of a first or second round pick that everybody ballyhooing and they want to get.
Yeah.
But it hit different when everybody's against it. This is a player that you believe in. Like, I know this kid can ball. We need this kid. We don't need this kid to get to another team. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Jerry Rice. Like, Jerry Rice was a hot item coming out, but he fell to 21st. People still were like, Valley, Jerry Rice, and he struggled his rookie year. Ended up being one of the best football players ever. But the thing is, even Walter Payton, granted that was the 70s, but I got so many other players that came through. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie out of Tennessee State. DRC was a damn good out of Tennessee State. The same thing, it matters when, man, this is a guy we need to get, and say he gets traction as the season gets over and actually gets up to be a fourth-round pick, like a Jacoby Durant. You know what I'm saying? And you feel better about that pick because guess what? I invested. I went to bat for him. And man, you reap the reward saying, my guy did that. My guy got on the team. He made it because of me. And now look at him. That's what you want. You don't get nothing for first round pick. He got drafted and now he's balling out. Because
that's expected.
Yeah. Because the majority of Hall of Famers, I don't know if y'all know this, the majority of NFL Hall of Famers are from the fourth round on back.
The majority of NFL rosters.
Yep. The majority of NFL rosters overall. Yep.
So we're gonna pivot to the Legacy Bowl, but I think what we're talking about also has a part to play with the Legacy Bowl, right? Because yes, can me, Zoe, BJ, Josh be up here fighting for you to get recognition? Absolutely. But goddamn, you can't run no 4.8. You can't be, I mean, goddamn, like you can't be, a wide receiver running a 4.96 and be like, I got potential. Like you gotta meet us halfway.
Listen, Scotty, I made a decision after my junior year playing ball at North Carolina Central that said, I do not believe I'm going to the National Football League. As a matter of fact, I don't believe I'm going to any professional football league. Let me go get some money elsewhere. All right. Let me go take an internship. Let me go get some money elsewhere. Okay. It's not happening. All right. I don't care how many times. You sure you don't want to just go through the evaluation? Why am I fooling myself? No, I don't want to get out there and make a fool of myself. No, I don't. I'm 5'8". I'm 180 pounds on a wet day. Okay. And I know that I don't run a 4.3. It's not happening. All right. I'm playing out of position already because I just think that I'm skilled enough. It's not happening. All right. Let me go sit my tail down in the cubicle. Let me go do an internship. Let me go make some money elsewhere. All right. It's not happening. Okay. Young fella, listen to me. If you are a receiver, and I don't mean any harm, I don't want to step on your dreams. I just want to make sure I'm telling you this, and I want to make sure that Uncle Josh is telling you the right thing. If you are 21 years old and you are 6 feet or taller, and you play the position wide receiver, and you run anything above a 4.55, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up. We got jobs out here. There's plenty of opportunities out here. We need young men who have been athletes to come and be leaders in industry.
Get that LinkedIn profile going.
Get
player.
that LinkedIn profile popping. You hear me? If you need some pointers on what your background need to look like, what your LinkedIn Avi needs to look like, how that resume need to look, I'm not stepping on your dreams. Go through the full evaluation. But when you hear back, after your evaluation, after you hear back, come get in this line with me, all right?
And don't be stupid, okay? When you get that evaluation sheet, and when you get the evaluation sheet, it's gonna tell you where you fall. Late round, UDFA, undrafted, you know what I'm saying?
Some of them sheets, go ahead. I'm sorry,
Don't do this. They sleeping on me. They sleeping on me. Hey man,
they not sleeping.
You are a safety with no man-to-man cover skills. You struggle in the one thing you do well, which is the cover 2 over the top. God. You don't do that well, and you go out here and you run a 4.7 or a 4.8. They're not sleeping on you. All right, you need to be on LinkedIn, working on your interview skills, going professional in something other than sports.
Hey, my name is Jimmy. My name is Jimmy Johns. I'm looking for a job. I've just finished up my evaluation process. They didn't even give me a grade back. They didn't even tell me how I did, if I did well or not. So yeah, I need a job. Like, come on, man. Like, ain't nobody sleeping on you, fam. And this is love. This is coming from a place of love. Come on, go ahead, Joe.
No, man, it's true. But the one thing about that game, though, because I can say the same thing about the Shrine game, right? There's plenty of guys that it's in the Shrine game that's not gonna make it. But I look at the game. I look at All-Star games as mining. You're mining for gold.
Yeah,
you're literally mining for gold. That's what I equate to it. And guess what? I could find me 2 or 3 guys while I'm 2 or 3 nuggets while I'm mining for gold. That's what it is. And when you mine for gold, you can get a lot of rocks.
Bring back the blue-gray game, because the blue-gray game was the place where you found the small school gyms.
It was.
That's where you found the Jerry Rices. That's where you found those guys, the Terrell Owens, the Aeneas Williams. That's where you found them, was that blue-gray game. And because of when it was played, Christmas Day, it was done right after the season. Guys could leave there, go work out. Yep, still in good shape. Guys can go work out, get themselves ready for the combine, get themselves for pro day. There were a lot of guys who got combine invites just off the work that they did during the blue-gray week that weren't on the combine's radar initially. So I think that's something that, for my own selfish reasons, I would like to have football on Christmas. But other than that, man, that blue-gray game is where those small school guys were found.
And I think Blue, I talked to Blue about this a couple of weeks back, and he said what really hurts a lot of these kids is like a Robert McDaniel is, okay, I ball out in my combine. If it's in December, I could have got a Shrine Bowl invite. I could have got a late Senior Bowl invite to really show what I'm able to do, and maybe even gotten an NFL combine, a late combine invite, right? So it's the timing of the Legacy Bowl sort of does put
That's a damn good
height.
point.
It puts a lot of great athletes in a bad position because the spot like they could have gotten because of the measurables and the numbers that they did do, they can't really go to the next level because all the ball games are done with.
That's a damn good point because you can actually generate momentum in the Legacy Bowl, and then those standouts could get invites to other things and continue that traction, to that thread of moving upward to other things and possibly, help their draft grade out even more. Because if you ball out, let's just say during the practice week of the Legacy Bowl, have a good performance in that game, and let's say you transition from that, even like Rob, to maybe a late invite to the Senior Bowl or to the Shrine Bowl, you have other things to get. Not those same scouts, but other scouts or your higher end scouts to get more looks at you to make it more attractive.
Absolutely.
I saw somebody mention, how do you explain London Fletcher? London Fletcher went to the NFL scouting combine in 1998 and ran a 4.3840. That's how you explain London Fletcher. London Fletcher came from small college football, really small college football. When I say small college football, I'm talking about he went to John Carroll. Really small college football, but went to the combine and ran a 4.38.
But again,
that's how you explain London Fletcher.
But again, it goes back to and I use the example of Vernon Davis, right? Like Vernon Davis was not a first round grade tight end coming out of Maryland. He runs a 4.41, and you go back and look at the tape, and you like, God damn, how do we not get this kid in the first round? That's all you're asking from HBCU kids is to where your speed or your measurables
makes me pay attention.
Damn,
makes me pay attention.
Let me go back and watch the film of this kid because I can use 4.34. I can use 4.41. I can use 4.45. I can use 4.5 flat. Right.
Yeah, the other thing too about London Fletcher, though, let's be honest, still, though he did that, that's still a one-off. That's one example, though. That's a one-off.
Yeah, you muted.
It's an exception. It's an exception to the rule.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right. It's an anomaly.
I have a theory about the combine. It's not popular, but I have a theory about the combine. Right, the combine is a place where a lot of mistakes are made and not a lot of gems are found. When you look at the bust in the NFL, it's speed guy, it's jacked guy. Look at the kid out of Washington that ran like I think he ran like a 4.28. Look at Darius Hayward Bay. Jumped up because of what he ran. I'm telling you, when you get around these guys and you start looking at them, because the combine, you're not playing football. You're playing in your underwear. You're running around cones and you're doing drills.
You run around
and you get enamored. Underwear. And you get enamored because look at that guy. The guy that check. Look at that guy. Oh yes, that guy. Okay, put his college tape on, and let's see what he can actually do. Oh man, you see that guy on? He ran. Oh yeah. And that's a tight end at Virginia Tech. He had 4 catches for 61 yards his senior year. Don't tell me about what he did at the combine, and the tape doesn't matter. That's my thing about the combine. The Raiders, particularly when Al Davis was living, that was the one place they made the most mistakes because the Raiders went and got the combine all-stars, and they couldn't play a lick. They looked the part
all the time.
They looked the part, couldn't play a lick.
But hold on. But look, we can go all throughout the NFL Hall of Fame. And one repeated frame that we heard all the time, even to this day, is what? I wasn't the biggest. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. Damn good football players. Ray Lewis. I only had one offer coming out of college. I can name so many players. Weren't the biggest, weren't the fastest, weren't the strongest.
What up, KJ?
That's typically where it goes in football, right? Yep. I think if you find any good player that has good quickness, runs a 4.5, you in the money. Now it's like, what does the tape show me? What is he doing on film? All the other stuff, yeah, it could be small nuances. Yeah, I want a taller DB. I want this, and I want these measurables. But again, by and large, they pretty much run 4.5. You got a few that's hitting 4.4s, but 4.5 is 4.5. I got quickness. I need measurables, and go from there.
Here's how you explain. I was getting ready to go right to that. Here's how you explain DeAnthony Thomas and LaMichael James, and I got to make sure my brother Scotty get this right. Great college players, they were always built to be role players in the National Football League.
Yep.
The superstardom that they were in their college programs, their college format and programs and the schemes that they played in college were built to showcase their skills and ability. The National Football League is not like that unless you play the quarterback position. It's not really built around your particular skill set. They are looking for people who can be able to play inside of a space, but it's not necessarily, they're not drafting a wide receiver or running back and saying, you know what, like we're going to build our entire offense around this. Dog, if a running back like Saquon Barkley foolishly can get traded, that tells you that the National Football League does not build it around anybody else except for the quarterback position. So, Scotty, go ahead, bro.
My thing is, I think in the same thing in a vacuum outside of what Josh is talking about, errors matter. Errors really matter because I remember, I know y'all, Josh especially, like when that 07, 08, if you weren't 6 foot and up, they didn't really want you to play wide receiver. If you weren't 5'11", 6, and they're really 6 foot. If you weren't 6 foot,
6
but
feet.
the funny thing, it was opposite for DBs. They didn't want
you. Better go play. Thank you.
You had to play DB.
Hey, they made me go play DB. Coach George, he's at Shaw now. No, you better get your tail over here and come play DB.
You know what I'm saying? So errors matter, right? So now it's reverse. Now they want the 5'9", 5'10". The Tank Dale in 08 is not making the NFL. I don't think what you were talking about. Tank Dale, right? So to me, it's like this. If you take the Noah Devines, those
that boy was cold.
Take those
Tavon Austin. Tavon Austin is where the switch. That's where the switch started.
Sonoris or Santana Moss.
You know what I'm saying? Dante Hall. You take those guys and you take them in this era.
Yeah, man.
Stars. They're stars, right? And it's the same thing with quarterbacks, right? In that 04, 05, 06 draft, it's the Eli's, it's the Ben Roethlisbergers, it's the
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
I got a question since you said I got a question. So was Willie Quinn too early at Southern?
Was Willie Quinn too early?
Mm-hmm.
I think Willie.
That's a good question.
I would say Willie's size did him in, because when you're that small, you have to be exceptional with the things that you do. How you catch the football, your route running, catching the football with your hands. Willie, for as fast as he was, one of the best route runner in the world. Correct. He was a playmaker. He knew how to get the ball inside of the box, but he wasn't a great route runner. And what Adrian Cook said, they always criticize the size of his hands. Yeah. And the amount of the passes that he caught with his body as opposed to his hands.
I'll tell you this, and I say this with everything in me. If it was 04, 05, Bubba from Alabama State is drafted, and Mike and Aubrey Miller.
Aubrey Miller all day.
Aubrey Miller. Oh, yes, Lord.
Aubrey Miller.
Both of those guys, especially Bubba. Bubba is draftable in 04, 05, 06 because it's not a wide open game like it is.
Willie is 5'7" on paper. Willie ain't 5'7".
Is Phillip Rivers a first round draft pick in this daytime? No.
I don't know, man. Somebody drafted.
Phillip Rivers was cold as hell, boy.
He was cold at State, but it just ain't the mold now. We talking about errors. It just ain't the mold now.
Well, I tell you what, though.
Ain't the mold now.
Coming out right now is Russell Wilson the first round.
Freak no.
He probably is.
He wasn't a first rounder. I think he's a second round pick.
I think he's a second round pick. He's a guy you bring in. He's a guy you bring in. Yeah. He's a guy you bring into an organization that already has a quarterback that you push, that you allow for him to push. And if he take the spot, then he take the spot.
Look at this. Russ was a guy at North Carolina State, and we got to go back and look at this.
Cold.
Russ was a guy. Look at his numbers. He was an ACC Freshman of the Year, and when he was the ACC Freshman of the Year, his coach at the time couldn't do nothing but talk about Mike Glennon. I remember that.
Yeah, Chuck. Yep, Chuck.
Right.
Yep.
He could do nothing but talk about Mike Glennon. The next year he came back,
he left.
Russ lit it up again, and all the coach could talk about was Mike Glennon was supposed to be. Mike Glennon was 6'5", all damn near 6'6". He was white.
Prototype.
It don't never hurt you.
He was the he was the prototype in the ACC at that time. You're right.
And finally Russ left because his coach got tired of him bouncing between baseball. Go look at Russ's numbers, what he did at Wisconsin, which was I think was the greatest,
most efficient, most efficient
quarterback, right?
It was most efficient season by a quarterback in Wisconsin history. Yep.
Russ, not only at Wisconsin, he had probably one of the best years in college football with that Wisconsin team. All right, Russ went to the Rose Bowl that year.
Yeah,
he did.
Russ went to the Rose Bowl that year.
Yeah, he balled out there.
And the thing that hurt him was his college coach really talked down on him to NFL scouts, the guy from NC State.
Yeah, Chuck.
And then his height. We were still in that point. We only had one quarterback. No, it wasn't Chuck. It was what's your boy that came from Boston College? I can't think of his name.
Freaking I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Oh man.
That dude hate Russ to this day, by the way. And Russ ate him back.
All I know is Doug Flutie.
I can't think of dude's name, man. He came from Boston College. I can't think.
I know exactly what you're talking
about.
How
you know Doug Flutie?
All I know
Tom O'Brien. Tom O'Brien.
Yep.
Oh my God, this dude here.
Was that Tom O'Brien? That was Tom O'Brien's first 2 years. He actually inherited.
He recruited Mike Glennon. He inherited Russell Wilson.
He inherited Russell Wilson. Yep. You're right. As a matter of fact, Mike Glennon was the highlight of Tom O'Brien's first recruiting class. Yes. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind who are the quarterbacks in the conference at that time. In the ACC at that time. BJ, you hit on the right. Oh my goodness. You just coming off of Matt Ryan running the conference up at Boston College. You got Drew Weatherford in the conference down at Florida State, which is, oh God, don't get me started.
Real cheeky. It's real cheeky.
Dog, I'm telling you, dog. Chapel Hill is in freaking program purgatory. They can't find a quarterback to win them more than 4 games. Duke is still the Duke
at that time though. Woo, they had a D-line.
Yeah, them boys couldn't beat Wake Forest back then though. And then even Wake Forest has Riley Skinner during that time period as well. So you got all of these prototypical quarterbacks in the ACC.
Yeah.
Tom O'Brien goes to get the guy that resembles the guy who gave him the most success at Boston College, not realizing that he has a freaking gem of a college football quarterback in Russell Wilson right there in his program and misuses him. I still don't think that Russell Wilson is a first-round draft pick, though.
No.
Now.
No. It's
undersized, can throw a hell of a football. Now, don't get me wrong. But that size is going to mess him up every time in the draft nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, going back to
look at Troy.
I know, BJ, you wanted to discuss some things of some changes, some possible changes. Should minority coaches from the NFL coach at the Legacy Bowl? Now, I know these are head coaches. I just do some black guys up here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know.
Yeah, one of these guys, not two of these guys. Not even head coaches no more. Yeah, you're
right.
So they got the time to coach. You know what I'm saying? They got the time to coach.
He said they got the time.
I'm just saying.
You ain't doing nothing else.
This dude, man.
What you doing? You ain't doing nothing with yourself. Come on out here, come coach the Legacy.
Come on out here, right? But BJ, I want you to touch on a little bit of why you felt the change up in coaching could help the Legacy Bowl go to another level.
I mean, the biggest thing in these collegiate all-star games, you have NFL staffs coaching, right?
Yeah.
So you're learning how to compete, how to play, how to run an NFL offense, how to operate within an NFL defense. this is what we're looking for at this next level, which benefits the kids. If their college coaching, bringing their college playbooks, that's a disadvantage. You're not teaching me anything you're not teaching me something that they're going to be looking for on the next level. So that's why I always felt like college coaches, they can be on staff, but I think that the coaching during the Legacy Bowl should be done by NFL coaches. Those are the guys that are going to be working with you during practice. Those are the guys that are going to be looking, not only coaching, but evaluating guys while they're coaching. And I think it sets up better for the kids. I think that you put kids at a disadvantage by having collegiate coaches coaching and coaching schemes that they're not going to be asked to run on the next level.
I think it's a damn good idea, but I also look at it like this, BJ. I think by having those staffs in this game, that adds another layer of evaluation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're talking about, let's say you do like they do the Senior Bowl. Let's say you have two distinct staffs, right? And I'll put it like this. Let's say as a consolation, you can say two staffs that made it to the playoffs that lost, right? That's been eliminated in the playoffs. You take those staff because pretty much they'll be drafting in the later rounds anyway for the most part, right? Because they're in the playoffs and they lost. I'll put those. That's another layer of evaluating those players, because also you can look at something like, hey, we found a guy like, hey, we're mining gold. We found a late gem, right? That we got privy to. We could put our eyes on. That's what they do in the Senior Bowl. We put our eyes on. We fell in love with a guy. We didn't even have this guy on our radar. Fell in love with it, that he could be beneficial to us, that we can develop, because pretty much that's what you're going to do with late round draft picks anyway. So I think that's another added layer to it.
Here's why I look at it, right? The biggest marketing tool that the combine and the game pitches is that it has all 32 teams, scouts, all 32 teams are here.
Mm-hmm.
If scouts from all 32 teams are here, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean no harm. My college coaches, this is not an opportunity for you to get on the NFL's radar to get you a job. Okay? This is about these young men jumping on the radar of these 32 teams. This is about them. And if it's about them, then we've got to have guys that are coaching in this game and are instructing these guys during the practices and during the combine that they see every day throughout the halls in their organization anyway. Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm the junior scout for the Detroit Lions. I see the GM every day for the Detroit Lions walking through the halls. We in meetings every week.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm in the professional ranks in my job occupation. So when I call and say, hey, man, hey, what's my man that's up there at Detroit Lions? I can't remember his name. Hey, I'm looking at this kid right now, man. I'm looking at this kid right now, man. He's got great measurables. He's moving the ball. He's moving around really, really well. He's dedicated to being on special teams. Anytime we're doing special teams in practice, he's jumping at the front of the line. He's moving guys out the way so he can do special teams. I want us to put this kid on the board.
Yep.
College coach that's there running practice can't do that.
Yeah.
The scouts are all on the sideline trying to get a secondary look when they really need to be the ones that's instructing the guy. Oh, no, come back. I want you to do that again. I want you to run this route again. I want you to play in that coverage again. I want you to put your hand. I want to see you do this technique again. It's causing a disservice for these young men. These young men need to be in a position where they can be able to have the instruction come from the guys that walk up and down the hallways with the decision makers every single day of the work week. And if you put them in that position, they got a better chance of being seen, being put on the board, and having an opportunity to be picked up by a team. That's why I say you need to have these coaches or these scouts that you there, you see the assistant DB coach there. If the assistant DB coach there for the Los Angeles Rams is there and the scout for the Los Angeles Rams is there, who you think he gonna come on the field and come talk to?
That's real.
You, or he gonna come talk to the DB coach from University of Arkansas Pine Bluff? I don't mean no harm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it does. I think you make a solid point. At the end of the day, if I have that relationship, right? Because again, let's keep it a buck. KJ Black being at the LA Rams and having a relationship and understanding Xavier Smith, if anybody doesn't think that had a part to play of him saying, "Hey, this kid can play,"
And with the bat for him. And with the bat
Hey
for him.
man,
and with
hey
the
man,
platform,
I'm
right?
saying.
And look what he's accomplished, right? So again, right? OJ from Bowling Green, former HBCU, former A&M player, right? You know what I'm saying? Having an opportunity with the Atlanta Falcons. It's relationship, and I've seen what I know what I'm looking at. I know what right looks like. So again, if like Josh said, if I'm out here running practice, I know what the drills are going to look like. I know what we're looking for. For what we're looking for, whatever position that is. And like you said, if I go to my scout and say, "Hey, are you seeing the same thing with this kid? I like this kid. He's fast, he's aggressive, he's violent with his hands. Are we missing something? Because I like this kid." It's those conversations. And it doesn't have to be a draft pick. It's a mini camp invite that you would have never got. It's an
Thank you.
free agent opportunity that you would have never received, right? It's those.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually talk to your agent. I'm actually gonna talk to your agent.
Come on.
I think it also goes back, Scotty, to the conversation we were just having. This is one of the reasons why when we talk about when a brother like KJ Black, who got into the coaching ranks and then got an opportunity on the highest level that exists. Listen, whether y'all know it or not, people who watching, the scouting department of NFL organizations, they are always hiring. That's the department that's always hiring in the National Football League, in the Canadian Football League. They are always hiring because they're always looking to see who's the guy that we're going to or the gal who's going to come into this organization and have the foresight to go get the person that's going to change this organization's trajectory. They are always hiring. So if you know you're not going to get an opportunity on the National Football League, go take an internship with the NFL, man. Get in the door. Start coaching. It may not be for you to go play. It may be for you to go coach and go scout and go develop and go help the next guy that comes from the institution you come from. That's where our biggest problem is. We don't got enough HBCU guys and gals in the scouting departments of these organizations.
You're preaching.
It's the same thing we say about corporate America.
Preaching.
We complain a lot about corporate America and that we ain't got enough HBCU people in leadership positions. Well, you know why? It's because we don't got enough HBCU people who want to go into these organizations and start from the bottom and work their way up. It's the same difference. It's the same thing. So that's how I feel. I feel like if you have the fortitude and you got a little bit of good football sense, man, go take you an internship and build the pathway for the next generation. Because if the Legacy Bowl ain't listening, they should be listening. They should be watching First and Goal right now. If they not, make sure you send this clip to them and tell them that next year, it don't got to wait till 3 years from now. You can make this change right now. There are enough minority coaches, assistant coaches, position coaches, special teams coaches for these guys to be coaching the Legacy Bowl. There's enough. Ain't but 2 teams. It's not a tournament. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this, and I won't say no names. I'll just say the defensive coordinator. I was talking to a coach, and he brought in Mike Zimmer to talk to his defensive coordinator. And after talking with Mike Zimmer, the guy was like, "You're gonna have problems because he doesn't know what he's talking about." Right. And I think a lot of coaches just need that type of, like I saw Rocky said, mixed, like have the NFL guys and a few more NFL guys sprinkled around, but have the TC Taylors and Chennis Berries, have that be their reward for being the best of the best. Because now you're around some of the best of the best, right? And how they run their practice and how they do their drills and how they run this or how they run that, right? So I think being around that and having those type of conversations, and I agree with you, Josh, it's not your opportunity to make a jump for the NFL, but it is your opportunity to learn. It is your opportunity to hey, I didn't think about running that scheme, or I never thought about putting that person like that, or I never thought. Those opportunities come around, and you get to see what you're able to do and get better around with like minds, right? So doing that, I think, is a benefit overall for everybody, players, coaches, and for the game itself. What you got, BJ?
And I agree with you, Scotty. If you can have some of these staffs that are integrated, or we can take some staffs and have them mixed in with some NFL guys, because they're going to be, the closer you get to those 3 letters, the more credibility you have. All right. The closer you get to those 3 letters, the more credibility that you have. And if you've coached the Legacy Bowl with the staff from the Green Bay Packers, that's a recruit pitch for you. Hey, I've worked side by side with these guys from, the Packers or the Chargers or the Falcons. We've worked side by side, and I think that also opens up the door down the road for some of these coaches to maybe get called up and get a position. Get a position at the NFL level. We've seen a few of those this offseason. One of them, I was shocked. Like,
boy, the defensive coordinator for FAMU. I don't know.
I wouldn't even gonna call his name. I
will. Milton Patterson. Don't
but
know.
When
connections.
When he got called up, like
some connections.
Yeah, man. But things like that, I feel like that's something that not only benefits the coaches, it benefits the players. And if we can get that pipeline going, you have more and more coaches coming to this level because they know, hey, the HBCU coaches they're building these relationships with the NFL guys, and it just makes everything different, from the coaching, the playing style, the players, the development, everything from all. There we go.
Hey, listen, I know I talk about white coaches failing up. I got to keep it a buck.
That boy Milton failed up, bro.
I'm just listen.
Ooh, he failed up.
I would love to not be good at my job and then to get a pay raise. Boy, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. But listen, guys, commercial break time. This is usually where Josh steps in and says, he gets all professional with y'all and be like, hey.
Hey, stick with us, man. We're on First and Goal. Stick with us. Let's go to take our first commercial break. Stay with us. It's First and Goal. We'll be right back after this message.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Zoe Phillips. I'm here today to introduce to you guys a game-changing HBCU sports coverage. Zoe, what are you talking about? First and Goal, the future of HBCU sports TV and HBCU sports culture. And I need you to come be a part of history. What are you talking about exactly? Look, man, as you guys know, for far too long, as long as I've been alive, HBCU sports have been underrepresented on major networks. We pretty much just stream now and that's it. But that changes today. First and Goal is a groundbreaking new sports TV show that will bring unmatched coverage, in-depth analysis, and exclusive access to all our schools to show the rich culture and talent of HBCU athletics. And the best part? Linear TV networks are already showing interest.
Say what?
You heard that right. Linear TV networks are already showing interest. So we need all of y'all to come in and be a part of history.
We're ready to kick off, but we need you. Look, producing a top-tier television show takes resources. And right now, we're procuring initial startup capital to fuel this movement. The funder will cover state-of-the-art production, high-quality storytelling, and dynamic on-screen talent, all to ensure that HBCU sports get the national attention that we deserve. Come on, y'all. We ought to get what we deserve. Not what they give us, but what we deserve.
I know what you're thinking. Why invest in First and Goal? Well, let me give you 4 reasons. Number 1, come on now. It's an untapped market. There are millions upon millions of HBCU fans, sports, band fanatics all around that are looking for better coverage of their HBCU sports. Number 2, TV interest. There are networks that recognize the value of HBCU sports and want to get in the game. Simple as that, right? Number 3, growth opportunity. Listen, sports programming is at a premium. Everybody's looking to consume it. Everybody's looking to get in the game. And to be on the forefront of HBCU sports and have that growth opportunity, you can't beat it. And last but not least, listen, it's a cultural impact, right? This is bigger than just the show. It is for the culture. It is for HBCU sports. So you want to know why to invest in First and Goal? I just gave you 4 reasons.
Because when you join the team, you also become a part of history. Whether you're an investor, corporate sponsor, or you just believe in the power of HBCU sports and entertainment, this is the opportunity and chance to put our brand, the HBCU Sports and Entertainment brand, on the highest level in the national stage. If you're a potential investor or corporate sponsor, email us at firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. Again, that's firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. While you're there, make sure you follow us on all different social media platforms so you stay up to date on all things First and Goal. Lastly, we thank you for your contribution. We appreciate your partnership, and we will see you on the other side of this. Thank you. Have a very blessed day, and we'll see you soon. Wow, what a phenomenal thing, man. As you guys see, First and Goal is a first of its kind, first in a generation, once in a generation platform that we're building together. These four faces that you guys you're seeing on the screen here. You've seen us all in various different places. You saw us on various different shows. We come on each other's shows, and we showed you guys. We put our money where our mouth was on this situation. We said we were stronger together, and we absolutely showed you that we are stronger together. So here's what I need everybody that's watching the show to do. I need you to go to firstandgoalshow.com. Go to firstandgoalshow.com right now. Takes 10 seconds. I just need you to do this for us. Takes 10 seconds for you to do this and donate to First and Goal Show. We are actively doing a collaborative campaign right now to really flight this thing the right way. As you guys saw on the show, as you saw in the commercial, we have linear networks that are interested right now. Not right now, but right now. So if you go to firstandgoalshow.com, go to firstandgoalshow.com, and I can see everybody that's on the website right now. Thank you to everybody that's on the site. Thank y'all, man. This is crazy, man. Go on there. You can give a one-time contribution. You can sign up for monthly contributions, or you can just give one thing for the year, and we're going to be perfectly fine. If you give $25 or more, you get a special gift from us directly from the fellas right here on the screen. So go to firstandgoalshow.com right now. It takes 10 seconds. Firstandgoalshow.com. You see it on the screen. Make a contribution. And as always, we appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your partnership. And we're going to see you on the other side of this. Thank you guys so very, very much. And listen, man, fellas, phenomenal job, man. Scotty with the commercial, guys. That's how I pitch to y'all. We coming to y'all. We coming to our people. We coming to the HBCU world to get this done. Also, while you're on the site, you can sign up to join for emails as well for us to have a conversation as well. Them boys, we appreciate you, family. Thank you. All contributions are welcome. We appreciate it, family. Please go to firstandgoalshow.com. All right, let's get the third goal. We in the second half, fellas. Zoe Phillips, as we go into the third down. Well, I should rather say, I probably should say BJ Jones and Zoe Phillips as it pertains to this. But I'm going to go to Zoe first. NFL draft is 50 days out. Now about 49 days, 7 hours, and 36 minutes. But who's counting, right? Who's counting, right? Who's counting?
The boys, baby, the
Hey, man, he
boys.
just waiting to see what the Panthers gonna do, man. That's all.
Man, listen, dog, I'm so darn scared to see what the Panthers gonna do. I almost don't want the Panthers to do nothing. I'd rather they just do nothing. Don't do nothing. All right, just don't do nothing.
They're gonna help you out. Don't worry. They're gonna help you out. They're gonna help you out.
Lord,
Doing nothing, but they're gonna help you out.
Lord have mercy, dog. Dog, don't tell me that, dog. My darn heart gonna be broken. Anyway, so NFL draft 2025 NFL draft coming up. You got a special situation happening here for you guys down in Jackson, Mississippi. Saw the other day where Trav said that his most important time, his favorite time in college was when he was on the campus of Jackson State University. I thought about you and I said, okay. But let's go to our first time ever on this show. Let's go to Zoe's big board and let's talk about where you see the NFL draft, how you see it laying out, and then we're going to talk about it, brother. It's on you, Zoe. Do your thing.
All right, look, on the big board, we know who the first 5 picks are, and look, I'm just gonna pretty much roll with chalk. I mean, for obvious reasons. Tennessee's first up. And I got the first pick of the draft, man. I got Cam Ward for obvious reasons. You know, Tennessee is in need of a quarterback. They're going to do a complete rebuild. And, you know, from what we're seeing, as it appears, somebody's trying to muddy the water for Shador, I guess, to make his stock drop because maybe a certain team wants to get him. But even with that being said, it's pretty much common knowledge. Everybody pretty much assuming that Cam Ward's going to go number one overall to the Tennessee Titans. And I also think so as well. I just think culturally he's a better fit there. Personality and everything else. I think it's a good natural fit, you know, for him there. So we'll roll there, man. And I, also to get into Cam, me and Scotty talked about it earlier, man. But this dude's collegiate career was phenomenal, and they don't talk about it enough. You know, like this past season, the kid completed 67% of his passes, over 4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he had 4 rushing touchdowns. But, man, do you guys know in his collegiate career, all 5 years, man, he got an average of completing 65% over 5 years. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Over 5 years. Yeah. The dude had 18,000 yards passing.
Good Lord.
In his collegiate career, 158 touchdowns, 37 interceptions, and he had also added 20 rushing touchdowns in his collegiate career. That's production. That's crazy production.
What ball now?
Even if you compare contrast with Shador stats from Jackson State and going to Colorado, it still comes up short. And I think even with a 5th season, he still comes up short comparison to what he's done. Also, Shador could claim, hey, he's had multiple OCs. Man, he had an NFL career in his college career, right? Went to 3 different locations. You know what I'm saying? He's had 4 different OCs, but he's had success at every stop, right? They mentioned about Shador. You can mention about Cam. So I got him going number 1. Going over to number 2, man, listen, number 2, we got Abdul Carter. And it kind of goes without saying. Now, granted, I know a lot of other people got Travis Hunter going here, but I think Cleveland, again, they have a good legitimate quarterback to start off with Jameis. Jameis did pretty well last year. I think Jameis Winston will actually start the fold there. And again, they may still try to do something in free agency. I think Cleveland is a good spot for Aaron Rodgers. I really do.
Oh wow!
I really do. But Abdul,
they got everything else.
Huh? They
got everything else.
And so I think it's a good landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. If you get Aaron Rodgers, now you booked that in with a great pass rusher. Guy had 12 sacks last year, over 60 tackles. I think he had 2 forced fumbles, 23 total career sacks in 3 years. So he really, really broke out this year. I think it's a damn good pick at number 2 for Abdul Carter. Moseying over to number 3, we got the New York Giants. Man, look. First former JSU Tiger off the board. And yes, I got Shador going ahead of Travis. I think the Giants, now granted, I can see him going to the Jets, but I think the Giants in need of a quarterback are going to make this move and get Shador. It's fit, right? It's in New York City. Personality fits there. I also think that Prime will probably have a hand in this as well, knowing that this is a good fit off the field for Shador as well. Again, he has a relationship with Malik Neighbors already, and Brian Daboll is a damn good OC and a damn good quarterback coach.
Yes,
so I think it's a good pairing for Shador in New York with the Giants. And again, they've had success with this franchise. It's just going to come down to what they can do in the draft and get their defense retooled. But I think starting out, it's a damn good pickup for the Giants to get Shador at their pick at that spot. Move over to number 4. Coming in next, we got the Patriots. We got 2 former Tigers going back to back. That hadn't happened in the first round since the year 2000. The last FCS program to do it in the year 2000 with Rashad Anderson and Sylvester Morris. Travis Hunter goes in number 4 to New England. And look, you get 2 for 1. That's going to be the thing with Travis Hunter. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about it because, again, we know the question. Is he going to be drafted? Is he going to play most receiver, or do you want him mostly at DB? Me personally, I think Travis' natural talent skill set is that receiver. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's that receiver, but I think what he could do, people don't talk about this enough, but I think going to New England, who does he put you in the mind of? I forget my guy's name that played both sides of the ball. Troy Brown. But watch this. When Troy Brown came in, he played nickel corner.
He did.
Travis could do the same thing. Mostly wide out, come in and spell a nickel corner when needed because his ball skills will come in handy then. So I think it's a great value pick. And if I'm Travis Hunter, I don't want to get drafted as a DB because receivers make way more money anyway. So that's the other part of there too. So Travis Hunter goes to New England at number 4. And round it out, surprise for me, number 5, Kelvin Banks for Jacksonville. Nobody's talking about this pick at number 5, but let me tell you something. This kid got 40 consecutive starts at left tackle. Only gave up 2.5 sacks his entire career.
Jesus.
Won the Lombardi, won the Outland Trophy. And again, if Jacksonville is going to keep Trevor Lawrence, you got a damn good bookend at left tackle. You want to keep your pride position upright. Jacksonville kind of have Trevor Lawrence is serviceable, right? They feel like they got him at quarterback. They're not going to get rid of him. Well, you got to protect him. You got to give him weapons, and you got to protect him. This is a damn good bookend. I think this kid here got Hall of Famer written on him. He's a day one starter at left tackle. And whenever you know you drafted a Hall of Famer in the first round, you get it. Kelvin Banks, mark my word, will be an NFL Hall of Famer. So I got him at number 5 at Jacksonville.
Whew. Listen, I've been saying this, and people. I remember when I first came on the scene. Let me say this about the Travis Hunter and Patriots. I think it's a perfect fit. Why? Mike Vrabel from the Bill Belichick tree. Utility. They're all about utility players and playing multiple spots and positions. That's just something Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel both believe in. Let me say this. I've always said Travis Hunter is a 5-star wide receiver. He's a 3 to 4-star corner because he doesn't play with the traditional DB instincts. And what I mean by that is just in certain aspects, he doesn't play very well. Indeed, he's a very good look. He reminds me of Marcus Peters. When I look at him, he reminds me of a young Marcus Peters who played a lot of look and clue and would just jump a lot of stuff. And I think what makes Travis so versatile is he's a receiver that, you don't want to. If Travis Hunter can see the ball when you throw it, you're asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble.
Here's my thing about Travis at receiver, and BJ will probably feel me on this. At DB, more so than wide receiver, you have to be a tactician day in and day out in practice. There's minuscule work, routine work that needs to be put in to prepare for your opponent week in and week out at DB, more so than receiver. Receiver, well, you got to put the work in every position, but at receiver, that's a natural God-given thing that he has, right? So even if I'm not running the best routes on the route tree, I have a natural God-given gift to go get the ball. His hand-eye coordination is unlike anything we've ever seen before. But at DB, you can't just sit out there and I got God-given ability when it comes to footwork and things of that nature because I got to put that work in week and out. Prime did it. As good as he was, he told you, I had to study my opponent, and you can't be a master to two different things, right? So you're gonna have to work on your trade on one of the positions and then use God-given ability at the other. So knowing that receiver is going to be the thing that he's going to make money on, right? And I can work there, but a nickel, the situational ball at nickel. You see what I'm saying? I'm putting in certain spots at nickel because again, there's no way he can't serve 2 masters. He's not going to put all that time in at practice at receiver and at DB. It's not going to happen. Some's going to suffer.
That's what the good book says.
Yeah. You can't serve 2 masters. Here's my thoughts. Right, Trav is a incredible receiver coming into a receiver-driven, receiver-led NFL. Just saw it. Netflix just did the whole series on receivers.
Yeah,
he's got an opportunity to really be able to make some additional dollars for himself. But what I know about Travis, based off what we've seen, he is going to accept the challenge of wanting to make this happen as a DB. What I hope doesn't happen is that he doesn't waste a few years trying to chase being a top 5, top 10 DB and waste the opportunity to be a top 5, top 7 receiver in the league. Right now, Travis Hunter has the skills right now to be a top 7, top 10 receiver in the NFL right now. He's got to get a little bit more development. And the NFL ain't the place where you want to be getting developed as a DB. That ain't the place you want to be trying to get developed as a defensive back. As a wide receiver, you can get a little bit of development, cut your route down a little bit here, stem, restack, make sure your release and work on your release a little bit. You can work with a personal trainer and get those things fixed. But DB is too difficult because of how good the wide receiver is in the National Football League now. So if I'm Travis, Travis is going to have to make a very valiant effort right now to make sure he's making the right decision. And let's just keep it real now. You got him going to the Patriots. They gonna make him choose.
They don't pay.
So you're also not gonna be getting your best bang for your buck, money wise. Isn't that arguably the greatest quarterback of all time? Was Tom Brady at any point in his career the highest paid player in the National Football League?
No.
He was also married to Giselle.
That's a fact.
He cut his money short.
Yeah, he did do that.
He didn't need it.
PJ, let me ask you this. As a former defensive coordinator, would you be open to putting Travis at safety? And
Yes.
And letting him just play.
He erases everything.
Yeah. That's what I would.
Yeah.
He erases everything.
Good point.
Travis, the way that he plays the ball in the air is rare for young defensive backs. Usually it takes guys a while to learn how to do that and be effective doing that. You saw that early with Travis. Now that's one thing.
Yeah.
At corner, he has a propensity to be beaten, right? But he does a lot of guessing, and he'll bite on a lot of stuff. If you give him a double move, I'm telling you, he gonna bite like he ain't ate in 3 years. All right. He's biting. All right. But he's one of those guys, man. He's so athletic. I would like to see them use his skills on both sides of the football at the next level. I'm gonna tell you a guy. So I like your top 5. There's a guy that's missing from that top 5 that I would have added. I'm with you with the kid from Penn State. I really like his game. But there's another kid, and if you get one of these, you have a difference maker. Mason Graham from Michigan.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Lord.
That was a problem.
Yes, Lord.
Oh,
that's a ball.
Mason Graham.
That's a ball.
I've went back and I've watched his film, particularly that Alabama film from the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And on that Alabama film, the center and the 2 guards, those 2 guards are both NFL players. Mason Graham whooped their ass like it was the Royal Rumble. And he was trying to make it to WrestleMania for a title shot. He was triple team, double team, you name it, and there was nothing they could do. At one point, they had Jason McClellan staying in to try to chip Mason Graham, and he's a defensive tackle.
Lord have mercy.
Mason Graham got so accustomed to Jalen Milroe, he could probably tell you what that man had for breakfast that day. And he's a defensive tackle. And let me tell you what else he did. Did you watch Michigan and Ohio State this year?
I did.
Ohio State's offensive line. Ohio State's offensive line is solid, particularly guard to guard. They're solid. Mason Graham took turns whooping their ass like he was playing like everybody got it that day in Columbus. All right. I know they got mad about the flag planting, but what they should have got mad about is the way that Mason Graham took turns.
Yeah,
dude. You can YouTube Mason Graham versus Ohio State. He literally took turns. They switched the center out twice, and it didn't matter. They chipped him, they doubled him, they even tripped him. It did nothing but piss him off.
Boy cold. Now Mason Graham, that boy cold. He like that.
He is cold.
Somebody, who was the best receiver Travis Hunter went up against? And it would have to be the kid from Arizona.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
McMillan is the best receiver in the draft.
McMillan. That would probably have to be the best one, and he didn't do very well against Travis.
And I think McMillan will probably end up being a top 15 pick in his draft too.
I think they said
Yeah, he
when
will.
I talked to a coach from Arizona. He said I think the quarterback didn't play that game, if I'm not mistaken. They're starting.
Nah, he didn't. The quarterback didn't play that game.
Yeah, he didn't play
But
that.
I'm gonna be honest, it still wouldn't have made a difference. Trav had that young man in a box, bro. And I think even if you put the starting quarterback in there, the actual quarterback in there,
Yeah.
and he's able to make some throws, maybe some back shoulder throws, Trav has shown the ability to be able to adjust his hip ability to be able to make movements in and out of breaks in the routes. Where Trav's issues is that sometimes he play like he a kid at DB. Sometimes he plays, and what other coaches, and I don't want to say this because he's in the draft right now, but I gotta say it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be being true to myself. What some coaches would call undisciplined. He gets to make up for that with his athletic ability.
Yeah.
But he does some things where it's like, that's such a thing that you would do in high school. Like, that's such a kiddie thing to do. But he ended up making it work and doesn't end up putting himself in a position to get beat. So I'm not sure even the best receiver he played against was the kid from Arizona. I think if he would have played against maybe one of them receivers from Ohio State,
it looks a little different.
It looks different.
Like the kid that he
different.
played from Stanford that he didn't have to see this past year.
Yeah, he put 14, he caught what 12 or 13 balls on him.
Shit, tore that boy up. Tore
Pull him in
that.
piece.
You saw what weight room looked like too.
For real.
Some
For real. So I'm
players just go. Some of them live in there.
Ooh, boy, that's a bar right there.
I don't know if it was me that I would put Travis on a number one guy in the NFL if he's playing both ways.
No,
not now. Not right now. Oh,
yeah,
absolutely not.
I would definitely put him on my number two because I think it depends on what number two we're talking about. Because I still think Devontae Smith can give him the business, right? Like it depends on what number two we're talking about. If we're talking about a Jalen Tolbert for the Cowboys, I'm like, oh shit, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't much of nothing. But if you're talking about a Devontae Smith, if you're talking about a J-Mo from Detroit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
DJ Moore.
Ain't talking about no DJ Moore.
All right.
I ain't talking about no DJ Moore. All right, nothing.
You don't think DJ Moore cold?
No.
Because
I think he cold. I don't want to talk about him right now. That's yet another receiver we've lost out on in Carolina.
I'm not a fan. Eddie from Maryland, I'm still not a fan. You know, that's
the DJ.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Oh man, I think he cold. I ain't gonna lie, I think he cold, and I ain't just saying that because he in Chicago.
He probably cold because he in Chicago. It's cold up there. Skill set wise, I'm not over.
So it's safe to say that you're not a fan.
I'm not even close. No, he couldn't give me his jersey. I'm like, I'm good.
So after the game, you're not doing jersey exchange with him.
I'm good. Keep that.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Your jersey not one of the ones I really want to keep inside of this.
Nah, I'm not framing that.
Yeah. But to your point though, yeah, I'm probably not putting Trav on a number one receiver right now.
I don't think he's number one.
Not these number one receivers that's in this league.
So question. I want to ask you guys a question though. So do you think, let's say he does play both ways, does you think I believe certain teams will use that against him when it comes to free agency or with contract time? Some teams will it could add value that he plays both positions, but I think being like in New England, they'll use that against him. Would it help him or would it hurt him financially playing both positions?
It might. It might end up hurting him. But it's all going to depend on how he plays his rookie year. And then into his second year. Like that curve from your rookie year to your second year is going to be so important for him because he's going to be trying to play on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And because he's going to do that, that's what's going to dictate and determine what type of value he'll present to himself in free agency or in the free agency market. He may end up being so well. Let's say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, he doesn't go to New England. Let's say, for instance, he ends up somewhere else where we know they don't have a problem with paying superstar athletes. He may mess around and play so well his rookie to his second year that they're going to make it difficult for anybody else to try to come and get him.
Yeah.
But the downside to that is if he plays poorly on one of these sides of the ball,
it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hit him.
it's gonna hurt him, dog.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt him.
It's
He's got to
I
at
think this
least play professionally on both sides of the ball.
I had a question for you guys, and this kind of piggybacking off what Mr. Campbell is asking about, like Darryl Stingley Jr. Stingley, I remember his first year at LSU, his first half of the season was rough. But it's like when the light went on for him, like it went on, and it ain't turned off yet. As a pure corner,
Stingley.
to me, the best corner in this draft is Will Johnson. Travis is the better athlete, like because he plays receiver. He can return kicks, he can return punts. He does so many other things.
I agree,
But
bro.
the best corner in this draft is Will Johnson.
I'm gonna answer this though. I think between Stingley and Travis, I think the more complete football player is Stingley. I think Stingley is more physical than Travis, right? Just as a football player. The thing that separates Travis from him, though, is just raw, natural, God-given ability to catch the ball. I think everything else, though, favors Stingley. Stingley is a raw, natural football player.
You know what that Stingley is, too? If Stingley gets his hands on you and he jams you, you're not moving. I think Stingley went to the combine, and as a corner, I want to say he repped 225 like 17 times as a corner. If he put his hands on you, it's over.
See, here's the thing, but I agree to that. But again, Travis, if Travis, I'll take Travis Hunter against anybody if he got you on his hip. If that ball is in the air, you're not getting it.
He's sick. Like the way that his ball skills pause. When the ball is in the air, man. Like I tried to get ahead of that one, and it still didn't work. But
when his balls is in the air,
oh my God!
Hey,
woo.
But like, hey, but the way that and Travis, the way that he contorts his body to get to the ball, like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. I agree. God, dog, fellas. I ain't even gonna lie. Good Lord.
Last point, and
but this is what happens when you start talking football, bro. It's so many ways for you to end up getting paused, bro. But it's like, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna grow up one day, but it ain't gonna be today.
One day, but it ain't gonna be today.
I talked to Trey Oliver after his Celebration Bowl win at the Legacy Bowl, and he said and I knew it, but I felt good to hear it from Coach Trey Oliver. He was like, Travis wasn't even the best corner on the team.
No,
it was Nugget. Nugget was he's like Nugget was the best corner on that team, easily. And I talked to Zay, and Zay was like, yo, Nugget's the truth. Like,
he is the truth.
He was the truth. And
it was the truth. Yeah.
There was no, if you go back and watch film, the physicality that Nugget played with, as well as his ability to turn and look when the ball was in the air. Now, he can play it as well as Travis, because Travis just, that wide receiver ability, he could take it.
Yeah, he's sick.
But Nugget ability to play the ball in the air while running and turning and looking, it was elite. So for me, it's like when you're talking about you're not even the best corner on your team. He was a freshman at that time, and I get it. And he's grown, he's matured just like everybody else has. But it's not too many top corners that I would take Travis Hunter over. Like Pat Surtain, I'm not taking Travis Hunter over Pat Surtain. You know what I'm saying? Stingley, those top guys that you're just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you take Travis Hunter over those type of guys. So, but wide receiver wise, he's up there for me. I'm not gonna lie. He's Justin Jefferson without the refinement of.
I'm telling you,
without the route running.
I'm telling you.
He's up there. He's Justin Jefferson without the right running.
He's top 7. He's a top 7 receiver in this league right now. I'm being generous by saying top 10. I'm being generous.
I'm
but I've seen with this
Justin Jefferson,
Devontae Adams
from the Bengals,
Chase, Jamar Chase,
Devontae Adams.
That's 3.
I'll take Travis over Devontae.
Garrett
Right
Wilson.
here, right now. Yeah, right here, right now. Yeah.
I'm taking Travis over Garrett Wilson.
I don't know about that one.
I'm taking Travis over
I
Garrett
don't
Wilson.
know about
His
that one.
ability. I'm talking about what is it that Garrett does that Trav can't do? I can name 2 things that Trav does that Garrett can't do that we've had a chance to see. And maybe it might be because Garrett Wilson has had a washed up Aaron Rodgers and I forgot Zach.
Yes. I am taking Marvin Harrison Jr. over at Travis. Marvin Harrison Jr. is different.
Oh, without question. That's a different.
He's different. He's different.
I'll take Travis over Marvin.
Over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah, I'll take Travis over Marvin.
See how contentious we getting right now?
Yeah, I could do that.
To each his own.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. If Marvin stays in the game against Georgia, they win. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, we all know. If he didn't get hurt, they win. See him and shoot a shot. But I like Travis. Like Travis Hunter, and I know a lot of you guys don't play receiver. I know Josh does. Travis Hunter's a 3-tier receiver to where
yes, he is.
He can take a now route to the crib. He can take a slant route to the crib
to the house.
He can beat you over the top. Marvin Harrison is not taking a now route to the crib.
It's one thing.
Let me explain y'all a little bit.
It's one thing that's working against Travis Hunter at receiver.
What?
And I played it too. It's one thing that's working against him at receiver.
What?
Travis Hunter can be beat up at the line of scrimmage. He can be physical out over a game.
Like, I ain't seen nobody do it.
Who we played and how they played them. What I mean by that is strength. If you got a big body DB, I would love to see Travis Hunter now in a young Jalen.
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey. I would love to see a young Jalen Ramsey in Travis Hunter, a big physical cornerback that's going to press pretty much.
I think
I'm telling you, because another thing against Travis is depending on the offense, blocking. He's a liability blocking. I know people say it don't matter, but in the construct of the game, it does matter. It really, really does. That's his one hindrance. His physicality.
I give you that.
And the run support.
I give you that.
That's gonna be his thing. That's his biggest weakness.
My only thing is that the average DB in the National Football League is not Jalen Ramsey.
That's fair.
Right. And so if the average DB in the National Football League is not Jalen Ramsey good, most of these guys don't have the hips and the skill and the ability to be able to jam a Travis Hunter at the line. One of the things that's like low-key kind of like unsaid about Trav is quietly very quick.
Yeah.
Very quick. In and out of the box. I'm talking about top of the route quickness to be able to make space. No, I'm saying, but not a lot of people. I'm saying not a lot of people talk about his quickness, especially not when quickness from a receiver position is hidden. Because it's small little gestures that happen when you run a route. It's small. It's your ability to be able to get to a spot. That's not speed. That's quickness. That's if I know I got an out route, I know I got to get to the top of the numbers to be able to move this DB so that I can get back and create some space to the sideline. That's quickness.
I mentioned this to Scotty before. In a phone booth, he's held in the phone booth.
So think about. I look at it like this. So if he's held in the phone booth, and if you cannot touch him, and you can't run with him,
what can you do with him?
I've already put you in a predicament. That's why, to me, I'll take a Travis Hunter over Marvin Harrison because Marvin has speed, but he's not agility quick.
Yeah.
Like he's a long, rangy runner. Travis is that lean, and he'll
twitchy as a mug. He twitchy as a mug. And I see a comment that says that his quickness shows in his DB skills. DB quickness and receiver quickness,
they're
different. Completely different things. Dog. Trav's quickness as a receiver doesn't translate to his quickness as a DB. It doesn't. He is a hell of an athlete. That is what translates for him as a DB, as a corner. I want to make sure I stop saying DB, as a corner.
Yeah.
If you put Trav at safety, then you'll get a chance to see what his quickness really looks like. Getting off the hash, having to come down into the box to disguise, coming out of there, coming down into different coverages and different placements, having to be able to play man up on an inside receiver. Like, that's when you start to see what a DB, overall DB, looks like quickness-wise.
See him
You know what I'm
against
saying?
tight end. Yeah.
Seeing him against a tight end. How physical can he really be? I don't need Travis Hunter to be the most physical player. I don't need him to be Jalen Ramsey on defense and be freaking Randy Moss on offense. I don't need him to be that. I need Travis Hunter to be Travis Hunter. The only thing I need him to do as a DB in the National Football League is I need him to be able to play in zone a little better. I need him to be able to play in zone. Matchup zone in particular, if you're talking about going to a New England Patriots, I need him to be just a little bit better in that. In space, I should not see you make some of the same mistakes, turning your back to where the play is going. Yes, you are a superior athlete on the collegiate level. In the National Football League, that's going to get you beat. It's going to get you beat. Know where your eyes are supposed to be. Know how your body's supposed to be positioned. Know where you're supposed to be at all times. And do the thing that you're supposed to do in the National Football League as a DB. Do your freaking job. And if you do your job with your level of athleticism, I think he's going to be fine. Now, we having a conversation about Shador. We're going to have a different conversation.
Oh, that's a whole nother show. Ooh, that's a whole other show.
It's a whole other show.
That's a whole other show.
Whole other show.
That's neither here nor there. Last points, BJ and Zoe, before we move on to fourth down.
No, I mean, like I said, got the top 5. I just, to that last point, I think Travis is gonna be a solid pick for New England. I'm worried about 4 to 5 years down the line, what it's gonna do in regards to negotiating this contract, because again, New England, they never pay anybody, and I just feel like for every good that you do is used against you in regards to contract time. But again, I think excuse me, seriously, I think Banks is gonna be I see Banks being the only Hall of Famer out of that top 5.
Oh wow.
That kid got Hall of Fame written all over.
Not if Tyler Warren go in the top 5. Because that mug, they're a beast.
I like that dude. I like that white boy. He's not
Tyler Warren cold.
He's good.
He's not Brock Bowers good, but he's good though. He's good.
I hear y'all.
He reminds you of an old boy from San Francisco. He almost put you in the mind of a George Kittle a little bit.
Yeah, I can rock with that.
He put you in the mind of a George Kittle.
I hear y'all. I feel y'all. But Cam Ward going to the Tennessee Titans could not be going to a better division to really be able to take over. Who else in the division? All you got is Houston.
Just you and CJ.
Yeah, it's you and CJ.
You and CJ.
If you can beat CJ half of the times, I don't see no reason why Cam can't beat. Now, a Hall of Famer, we talking about Hall of Famer? I'm gonna be honest, I don't see none of these cats yet. I think it's gonna depend on where they end up landing, of course, but I don't see none of these cats as potential Hall of Famer yet.
He said that tackle though. Gary. He said I'll hit him with the Charles Barkley. I guarantee.
He big time.
I mean, but this draft shows you how important the position the quarterback is at the NFL level. Nobody really thinks Shador nor Cam Ward, the top 2 quarterbacks at the top of this draft, are what we would call elite franchise-changing quarterbacks, right? But you got to have something back there. Mm-hmm. You got to have something. And there are teams that are going to say, man, we ain't got nothing. We got to make some kind of moves to put something back there. Pause. I didn't catch it until Scotty fell out last.
No. I was thinking it as like a girl. I wasn't in a pause situation. I was like, if you talk to a chick, you be like, you gotta have something back there. You just can't have nothing.
I'm gonna grow up at some point. I definitely thought about the pause. I ain't even gonna lie.
I was thinking girls. So,
oh man,
gotta have something back there.
Gotta have something. All right.
I wouldn't mind seeing Shador in Las Vegas though.
Ooh. Bro. Oh man, dog.
I do like
Brock. I wouldn't mind it too.
Him and Brock Bowers would be a great
fit. Brock Bowers. Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, him and Brock Boswell would be a great fit, but it's just a lot of build. Listen, I don't think Shador, to me, and is my last, and y'all can finish up with last points, but for me with Shador, the more stable a more stable situation he goes to, the more deadlier he becomes.
He gonna Pittsburgh. He gonna
If
Pittsburgh.
Oh, if he go to Pittsburgh, it's
We'll
a wrap. It's a wrap.
Oh, if he go to Pittsburgh, it's on.
Wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think the Jets are in that, and I think the Jets are in that fringe area of stability with the new head coach, the defense being ready, Bryce Hall, Garrett Wilson. You get another guy, you can get a tight end during the draft, right? They're fringes away. The Giants, I think the Giants are very far away. I just think
you guys see the comment?
Is Devontae Adams standing? Is he gonna stay in New York?
No, he got released.
Do you know you
released,
gotta
right?
let him go?
Oh,
Yeah,
not whoa!
Yeah,
Come
no
on,
way, no way,
baby!
It's trending.
Come on to Dallas.
no way,
It's trending.
Come on to Dallas.
no way.
Yes, it's trending.
Scotty doing it again.
No way, bro.
Come on to Dallas, baby. We need you. We need some help on that D line, baby.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
They released him.
No freaking way, dog.
You know, Jerry Jones love a racist. Jerry Jones love a racist. Come on,
bro. In perfect timing while we live here on the show. All right, let's go to fourth down. Let's go to fourth down, fellas.
God, man.
Wow. Who's in or out? House versus the NCAA. We're gonna go quick takes here because we up against it. We up against the clock, but let's go quick takes here. BJ Jones, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts about these programs? We got some programs who are opting in. We got some conferences that are opting in. We got some programs who are opting out. Some conferences who said, "Nah, we ain't doing that." What are your thoughts, bro? What you think? What do you think about the landscape of what college football is gonna look like just based off of this alone?
It's easier to measure 10 times and make one perfect cut, and as opposed to just making a whole bunch of cuts and then trying to go back and measure and try to get what you need. I think with this landscape, a lot of people don't know what this means or what it looks like, and a lot of people are making rash decisions. Let me tell you something. When the Big Sky and the Missouri Valley and FCS tells you they ain't gonna really be the move for us, you might want to start paying attention. A lot of people playing with money that they ain't got.
Thanks.
Right? Trying to make it look a certain kind of way. All right. I would be in wait and see mode because we're talking about revenue sharing. All right. Some of y'all ain't got no revenue to share. All right. You don't. Right? You can't give you can't give the players nothing but Pepsi Cola money. That's it. And I ain't talking about the actual money from Pepsi Cola. I'm talking about just enough you can go down to the store and purchase a Pepsi Cola.
A can of Pepsi.
Right. So I think if you're smart, you want to be in wait and see mode, and kind of seeing what's next. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of schools that's making moves that financially they can't
afford.
They can't sustain. They can't afford it.
Yeah.
Writing checks with cash you don't have. Zoe, thoughts, bro?
I think to BJ's point, a lot of things gonna be in wait and see mode. The only thing I have the question on is it gonna be a year-to-year thing? You know, can you not opt in this year, but then be able to opt in next year? Is it gonna be so I would wait that first year, but to get a feel for it. But I can tell you right now, there are some schools who's gonna opt in that probably may get to the point where they may have to fold their program.
Ooh,
I'm serious.
So went there. Oh man, you went there, bro.
I'm serious because if you look at, and I'm gonna just use, let's say we use the SWAC, right? And let's say we don't do a conference wide thing, but let's say somebody say, hey, this is an opportunity for us to get, 22 other players, you know what I'm saying, that we otherwise couldn't have gotten because the roster will go up to 105, right? And it's hey, we can get more better players in and we can get more competitive.
On scholarship.
Yeah, on the scholarships. But then you can't, let's say you can afford the scholarship, but then it because you don't have success, because you're spending more money, you spread yourself too thin, right? So now you're in the red, and as you're well aware, football is the moneymaker. Our football programs have to be thriving because they fund everything else. So if you go red in the football with us, it's a major problem because it's going to affect more than just football. And I'm telling you, somebody's going to not do their due diligence. They're going to opt in, and they're going to mess around and have to fold their program or close some other programs due to this.
Scotty?
Warren Buffett has a quote, and he says, "When everybody's being greedy, I become scarce. And when everybody's scared, that's when I become greedy." And I think in the sense of this is like, you really, I agree with BJ, you really got to sit back and watch who's really opting in and who's really opting out or not has not made a decision. And having state schools like North Dakota State, South Dakota State,
flagship schools
who do not have a worry about money. That's not their worry. They do what they do. They make ends meet how they do it. And they're telling you, we'll wait and see. To me, I'm be right there. I have a philosophy, and it's just me, right? And I'm sorry if somebody's white on here, I apologize. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just what I do. If a white person comes out with a short sleeve shirt, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. If a white person wears a long sleeve shirt, I'm wearing a jacket. If a white person comes outside with a jacket, I'm not going outside. So it's one of those things where you got to start figuring out and watching your counterparts and seeing how they're moving and saying, is that in the best benefit of us? Because I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think the FCS should be responsible to pay for an entity they have no part to play in. That just doesn't make any sense to me. We made no financial benefit of any NIL during the time you're telling us we got to pay a $3 million debt. But now you're looking at us to fund a fee that we had no parts to play in. Listen, man, I'd be on the sideline for a minute for a good
I
minute.
wasn't going to say anything, but you might want to look at Steve's quote because it's true.
Has told all SWAC teams to opt in, and that is the big name schools are going to do. That's what the big name schools are going to do. He said this is to the He said this to the FAMU board the day AD Suggs presented the B-ball coach contract. Let me say it like
board meeting too.
Let me say it like this. Do not let these people force you to write a check that your ass can't cash. We do not have to do this. You can opt in and out year by year, man. You don't have to do this right now. Sit back. Listen, North Dakota State is a perennial national champion in football. For those of y'all who do not know, the lion's share of this entire settlement is about football. Talking about revenue share, this about football, man. This ain't about no doggone badminton or no swimming. I don't mean no harm. This ain't about field hockey. This ain't about none of that stuff. Hell, this ain't even about baseball, man. This is about football. And your decision to opt in, what impact does this have on your program's top and bottom line? And you can sit back and look silly. But if the perennial national champions have said, yeah, dog, we just gonna chill for a minute. We'll wait. We opt in, it'll be next year. Don't you think that makes sense for you to sit back and just, yeah, dog, we just gonna sit back and chill? A part of this is market evaluation, and this goes into what I talk about all the time, is that you got people in leadership positions in athletics that are not business people. They are athletic administrators. They do not understand business, and they don't understand the impact that this has to gross revenue and profitability. And I get it. Majority of people, most programs ain't striking at profitability nowhere. No way. But you got gross revenue. You got gross profit. You ain't gonna strike at profit on the bottom line. But at the top line, you can. Why the freak Would you opt into this right now just so you can get more scholarships? Half of our programs are as good as they are because we get to have an unlimited amount of walk-ons come onto our programs. They turn out to be really good football players that we just didn't have in our budget to go recruit. You gonna limit yourself? And I know you probably got a plan. I know you probably think you got a plan. But as a person that do business all day, every day, twice on Sunday, I promise you, you are not considering the implications of this from a business perspective. When the big behemoths in a vertical say that they're not going to do anything, normally smaller businesses don't make silly decisions like this. I get it. We are all $8 to $16 million companies. That's what we are. We are all $8 to $16 million companies, with the exception of a few. Few of them are not even in that category. But the majority of our athletic programs are $8 to $16 million companies. And I get it. It's very, very difficult to understand how to control an $8 to $16 million business. But if you're being smart right now, and the NCAA is giving you the option to say, you know what? I'm just going to take a gap year. I'm going to watch and see what happens. Let's wait and see. Let's see what happens out of this. Why are you jumping to the front line to be a part of the darn experiment?
Yeah, I don't understand why you're jumping to go pay a debt. That's not yours.
And you don't know what it's going to look like. I say,
you don't know what it's going to look like. And it's not your fault why you got to pay the debt. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
You know what this remind me of? Y'all remember when COVID hit and the craze was that funny money? Everybody was getting in on that funny money.
Yeah.
Everybody had a coin that they was trying to sell and trying to get you to invest your money in that funny money, right? Right. Y'all also was playing a game with the people was doing everything to try to get their paper up during COVID. Y'all remember that?
That's Susan.
Yeah. And everybody had a coin that, and if you look at the coin game, I tell you that the coin is out. It goes high for like 2 or 3 days. And then once everybody buys, then it crashes. And then people mad because they out of their money because you chasing that funny money. It's the same thing. Yeah. This is like going through COVID and opting in is that funny money. And there's a promise on the other side. We don't know how we get there. We just know as the underpants gnomes, we get the underpants and then the profits go come from somewhere. We don't know where, but we were told that profits would come. And I'm telling you, there's going to be some people at the end of the year that will promise profits and profits ain't showing up and they're going to be in the world of hurt.
Your revenue isn't going to grow. Your expenses are growing. This is easy business 101. Raise your expenses while not raising your revenue. I just want you to give me one business where that makes sense. Let's raise our expenses. We're not going to raise our revenue. Let's just raise our expenses. And let's just see what happens. That's why when Zoe says that for some of y'all, opting in may end up spelling the end of some of y'all athletic programs, is because you can barely afford the ones you got right now.
Facts.
Now you raising expenses. How the freak? Who gonna bail you out? You see what's happening. I don't mean to get political, but you see what's happening. This stuff is going down to the state level if they have it their way. What state got enough money to cover your expenses like this? Don't mess around and be in a state like North Carolina where the state legislator has flat out said, we ain't supplementing none of your athletic money. I don't care what you need. We'd rather give you some money for research and development than to give you a one brown penny for athletics.
Well, if they tell you that
you on your own.
If they tell you that North
Carolina, imagine they telling you Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana. I'm
trying to tell you.
The three states that when you talk about the money spent on higher education are the bottom three in the whole damn union.
Ratan, here's the significant difference between when we're having the conversations about raising expenses when you're on the FCS level with no prospect to raise revenue versus going to the FBS level and possibly getting a little bit more money from media dollars is you now know you're raising your expenses, but you also now know where you're going to get your influx of revenue in.
The difference.
That's a difference. It's a huge difference between being FCS, raising your expenses, and not knowing where you're going to get the additional revenue to make up the difference. And going to a different level, raising said expenses, but now also knowing where you're going to get the additional revenue from. It's business 101.
Hey, Emmett said maybe fam, you will use some of that. He's talking about that money that boy them boots had. The boy that came on them boots. He had that funny money too. The cat with the boots. What's his name? He had that funny money. We had a whole institution got tricked on that funny money.
Hey, it was around this time last year, wasn't it?
It was around.
Hey,
That man
we get ready to run up on the 1 year anniversary
with his Liberty overalls and his Farmer John boots.
Looking like a
The boy
great
had
guy,
on them.
Jameis Winston.
The boy had on them Charlie Brown boots, and he had funny money. No, I don't have actual money. This is the promise of money that's gonna come.
Bring little homie to the stage. The one got that funny money. Yes, scholarships are charged to athletic budgets. Yes. The athletic scholarship is charged to the athletic budget. Yes.
That's too.
Yes.
But
otherwise, where else do they get it? They are allocated this amount from the school, and it goes on their P&L statement. P&L, also known as a profit and loss statement. These are expenses. Yes. They are charged to the athletic department. So, what's the difference in the scholarship? Was it 25 scholarships more you get? 20, 25 scholarships more you get if you opt in?
63
for football?
FCS.
Oh, that's way more than that. It's like 50.
The difference is changed. So 85 on FBS, 63 for us, but it's 63 split over to 85, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, you're going to 105. So you're going from 22 scholarships from 63 to 85. We give partials and we do splits, right? So you're changing that to going all the way from basically 63 or those partials spread out to 85 to 105.
So then now take that number, multiply it by the tuition that your institution costs, whether it's in state or out of state, and there goes your rise in expenses. The brightest man with the brightest plan must figure out a way to be able to make more money. Just man, you can always pay for more. I can pay for more anything, but I got to find a way to get that money back and make some for me to be able to go do more. Football is the only sport where I personally think money does not win you anything.
If it did, Texas A&M would have so many damn titles.
Hey,
Texas A&M ain't got a conference title since '98, and they filthy rich.
Yep, look at Oregon.
Hell, look at Texas.
Look at Texas. Somebody who ain't rolled in Josh's 9 o'clock business 111. Just saying, man. Maybe it's because I spent all day long looking at profit and loss statements.
Too many to count.
Too many to count. So that's what I think. I mean, that's everybody's opinion. All right, man. Well, fellas, let's go to last thoughts, man. Start with you, Scotty. Last thoughts, brother.
Man, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited for where we're going. I'm excited for where this is headed, man. I know we have a lot of things on the table for us. With trying to shoot a pilot for the upcoming pitches and the upcoming pitch season for First and Goal to see where we can take this, man. So I'm excited, man. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in and donating and being part of this First and Goal family, man. So see y'all on the other side, as Josh said. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Zoe, over to you, bro.
Listen, Scotty mentioned it, and you saw the commercial, but I'm gonna hit it home a little bit different for you guys. Yes, it's true. Before me and my cohorts, we're actually in the process of shooting a pilot. We have some things in the works, and we're actually going to pitch off to some linear TV networks, and a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and we need you guys to help get involved. If we really want to take HBCU culture, sports, and everything that's tied to it to a consistent upper level, more than just on social media, but literally coming to your living room on linear television. We need you guys to help get us there. We got some things working, real tangible things, and we want you guys to come along for the ride. Let's, instead of talk about it, be about it. Let's really put things to action. Let's elevate. Let's elevate together. Let's really put Southern, SWAC, MEAC, CIAA, SIAC on the forefront in the lexicon of Black culture all across this nation like it needs to be on Front Street. We're going to do it. We're tasking you guys to help us get us there. That's it.
BJ Jones.
Man, I'm just hoping that everybody's entertained and just the best is yet to come. I mean, we're still figuring this thing out and we're only going to get better. And if you tuned in for 5 minutes tonight, 20 minutes, or the entire show, we want to say thank you. We appreciate you. There are several other things that you could be doing tonight and you decide to spend that time with us. Even tomorrow, man, if you go on YouTube and you watch it while you're at the job, don't let your boss catch you because we can't pay you if you get fired. But if you go in, man, and you watch it, man, we appreciate you. And man, we want you guys to think about what we're trying to do, not only to push forth the culture, but push forth those 3 letters that mean everything to us, HBCU. And we need your help. All right. We got a few television networks that are interested, but we need your help to push this thing forward. And we're going to do it together. This is not these 4 guys on the stage thing. This is a us thing. And when we get to where we need to be, it's not going to stop being the us thing. This is going to be something that we all do together, that we do as a community, all right, to push this thing forward. So spread the word. If you got a friend, man, tell them about what's going on. Let them know about this new show, this new movement. Spread the word, and the best is yet to come.
Family, as you guys know, man, we truly, truly appreciate you guys. Do me a humongous favor for those who have tried to do it. Please go back and do it again. We had a lot of people on the site at the same time. And as we were here on the show, I was managing all of those components as well. Go back to firstandgoalshow.com and go ahead and donate right now. We really, really, truly appreciate your partnership. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you to everybody that donated tonight, everybody that tried to donate. It takes 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Firstandgoalshow.com. Press donate. You can say the amount that you want. If you give $25 or more, you get a special gift from your family here at the First and Goal Show. All right. But we appreciate you guys. You can set up for monthly. You can give it daily. You can give one-time gift, man. All gifts are truly, truly appreciated. We thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And listen, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have questions. Investors, possible sponsors, do not hesitate to reach out to us. firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. That's firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. Don't hesitate, man. I enjoyed myself being here with my brothers. Man, this was really, really a delight, dog, to be able to talk sports, talk ball with my brothers. You see it on the screen right there. firstandgoalshow.com. This is the first of many. We really, truly appreciate you. I also want to make sure we give a shout out to our other partner, Jay Hall, and our friends over at Merch Pack. Jay Hall, we appreciate you, bro, for all the great work that you do and everything you do for us here. To our producers here at First and Goal Show, to all of the co-founders here at First and Goal Show, and all of my friends, my brothers, man, here at the First and Goal Show. I appreciate everybody. We appreciate everyone and everybody that listened and watched. As you heard BJ Jones said, if you just watched for 5 minutes tonight, you did more than what we asked for from the very beginning. So we appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with us. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Stay in tune with us. Pass that link to other people. If you know somebody in the office that's looking to give some love and show some love to us, we appreciate you. We'll see you guys. Make sure y'all in tune with everybody's show here at the network, at the show. And we'll see you guys on the other side of it. As always, be good. Good night. Peace.